right there. And samne khada saga utthe. That's clearly a call, in my opinion. He put his stick between his legs, tripped him down to the ice. Can opener right into the corner. Very dangerous play, and obviously he got hurt. And then this happened, a little bit of chirp by Reeves, but that's about it, guys. Like, I don't remember anything else happening.
Well, look at Tyler Bertuzzi's face, though, right?
Yeah.
Bertuzzi used to play on Boston last year.
Yeah.
So rather than being fired up, Bertuzzi's kind of like, all right, I know you like Marchand. Like, it was kind of like it might have not come off that way, but that's what we as the public
don't
see.
be friends with the opponent.
Here's the thing, they are friends. So you have to remember that, boys. They are buddies.
Who's paying Tyler Bertuzzi right now?
Fake it. Don't pretend to be friends.
They're buddies, but you got to stand up for the team that you're playing for now.
Exactly.
And you know what? This can actually be a huge difference maker for the Leafs. This can really come back to bite them, because these are things that build character in your team, in your locker room, and that's a failed opportunity.
The key word there is trust as well, right? Where it also builds trust. If something happens on the ice, there's going to be a pack mentality, and you take care of it on the ice. Now, Sheldon Keefe this morning, ਉਹਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਪਸੰਦ ਜੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ ਆਈਸ ਤੇ ਜੋ ਹੋਣਾ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਪਸੰਦ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਪਸੰਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ. So the question I have for you is, Tack, to your point, do you think this brings them together? Because now the coach has issued the challenge. Is this a game tonight where they got a massive chip on their shoulder?
Look, they got something to prove tonight, guys, but here's the thing with Sheldon Keefe. I think he's made these comments in the past. I don't know how much of an effect they've had on them, so it's going to be a real test to see if this group is actually taking that coach's word seriously and you know, taking these things to heart. I mean, that's your teammate. He gets tossed on the boards. There should have been a few guys in there right away. It's pretty disappointing.
But let's see who starts today, like the first players on the ice when the puck is dropped. If Reeves is on the ice, you know that he's going to be out there trying to send a message, right?
It's go time.
Like, this comes down to coaching too. Like, depending on what Sheldon Keefe can say all the right things, but he's actually got to do some of the right things as well.
Well, okay, this is why you bring in a Ryan Reeves. This is why you bring in a Tyler Bertuzzi, Max Domi. We'll see how they respond. For Dylan Cousins' sake, I hope he doesn't fight, because he fought Garnett Hathaway last night as they played Philadelphia. That was pretty ugly out there. So Dylan Cousins, you might want to sit that one out. That's not your forte. All right, Chalo. ਅਸੀਂ ਭਰਾ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਰਾਈਟ
ਕਜ਼ਨ ਬ੍ਰਦਰਸ
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ
ਕਜ਼ਨ ਕਿਹਾ
ਕਜ਼ਨ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸਲੀ ਭਰਾ ਆ 3 brothers in the NHL right now running the league. That's the Hughes brothers. We look at what Quinn's been able to do in Vancouver. He's doing a great job picking up points, scoring goals. He's top 5 in NHL scoring. And then beyond that, Jack Hughes leading the league in scoring. And Luke Hughes, oh yeah, that guy, the youngest brother, he's up there in rookie scoring.
ਮੁੰਡਿਓ ਮਾਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਹਿਊਜ਼ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਛੋਟਾ ਭਰਾ ਕੌਲਡਰ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਇਹਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਾਰੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਦੂਜੇ ਲਈ ਨੋਰਿਸ ਟਰੋਫੀ ਤੇ ਤੀਜੇ ਲਈ ਯਾਰ ਹਾਰਟ ਟਰੋਫੀ. What a great scenario, what a great proud moment for this family, and the boys are ripping it up to start the season.
ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਟਾਈਮਾਂ 'ਚ ਮੁੰਡਿਓ ਸੂਟਰ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਹਨਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਿੰਨੇ 5-6 ਭਰਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਹਾਕੀ ਸਟਾਲ ਵੀ ਕਈ ਜਾਣੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਹਾਕੀ ਖੇਡੀ. ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਹਿਊਜ਼ ਭਰਾਵਾਂ ਦੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਂਕੜੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਦੇਖ ਲਓ. ਪਹਿਲੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਤੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਲੀਗ 'ਚ ਡਿਫੈਂਸਮੈਨ ਪੱਖੋਂ ਅਤੇ ਰੂਕੀਜ਼ ਪੱਖੋਂ ਤੀਜੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਤੇ ਹੈਗਾ ਲੂਕ. ਤੇ ਸਕੇਟਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਤੇਜ਼ ਸਕੇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ.
ਇਹੀ ਕਮਾਲ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਗੁਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ, ਰਫ਼ਤਾਰ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਤੇ ਟੌਪ ਸਪੀਡ ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਖਿਡਾਰੀ NHL 'ਚ ਕੋਲ ਮਿਲਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੀਏ ਇਹ ਉੱਪਰਲੇ ਪਰਸੈਂਟਾਈਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਟੌਪ ਸਪੀਡ ਪੱਖੋਂ ਤੇ 3 ਹੀ ਜਾਣੇ ਅੱਡ-ਅੱਡ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਖੇਡ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ. ਪਰ ਸਕੇਟਿੰਗ ਜ਼ਬਰਦਸਤ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ. ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਟੈਲ ਵਾਟ ਦ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਫੋਕਸਡ ਔਨ ਦ ਕਿਡਸ ਆਰ ਗਰੋਇੰਗ ਅਪ.
ਤਕਦੀਰ 22 ਮੀਲ ਦੀ ਸਪੀਡ ਤੇ ਸਕੇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. ਤੂੰ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਤੇਜ਼ ਸਕੇਟ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦਾ?
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਰਫ਼ਤਾਰ ਦਾ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ
5 ਮੀਲ ਦੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਤੇੜੇ.
ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ ਇਹੀ ਆ. That's the thing with these guys, right? Like, there's such high-end skill. Yeah. And I remember ਕਿ Quinn Hughes ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਛੋਟਾ ਵੀਰ ਆ ਲੂਕ ਹਿਊਜ਼ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਹਾਲੇ ਖੇਡਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਕਾਲਜ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਲੋਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਬੈਠਾ ਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਜਾ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਪਰ ਹੁਣ ਲੂਕ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਦਿਸਦਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਹੋਰ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਡਿਫੈਂਸਮੈਨ ਆ ਪਰ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸ਼ਾਨਦਾਰ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ. ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਤਿੰਨੇ ਖਿਡਾਰੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਸੋਚੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਿਛੋਕੜ ਹੈ ਟੋਰਾਂਟੋ ਤੱਕ ਜਾਂਦਾ. Jim Hughes, their dad, was working in development for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Can you imagine All-Star Weekend in Toronto this year? All 3 Hughes brothers are there.
It's going to be a big, big moment.
Could happen.
Yeah, it could.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about a little bit later on in the show as well. I know Taqdeer wants to bring up something about these guys on air in Game 2, the Hughes brothers. But beyond that, I wanted to talk about this chirp. Evander Kane last weekend at the Heritage Classic. Taqdeer, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਸੀ, ਰਾਜਾ ਸ਼ੇਰਗਿੱਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਿਊਸਰ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਸੀ, ਹਰਨਾਰਾਇਣ ਸਿੰਘ ਵੀ ਪਹੁੰਚਿਆ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਗੇਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣਾਈ ਸੀ ਐਵੈਂਡਰ ਕੇਨ ਨੇ. ਜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਕਲਿੱਪ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੁਣ ਦਿਖਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ. ਆ ਸੁਣੋ.
Off him! Boosh, nice try, good try. What are you gonna do? What is anybody here gonna do? Let's go this way, Cater. Oh, yeah!
ਉਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਤੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਇੱਕਾਂ ਚੋਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਚੋਂ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਬੰਦਾ
ਉਹਨੇ
ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ
ਇੰਨੀ ਕਰਾਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਇੰਨੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਾਫ਼-ਸਾਫ਼ ਲਫ਼ਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿ ਚਪੇੜਾ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਚੋਂ ਕੌਣ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਲੜੂਗਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਲਓਗੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਨਕੰਮੇ ਆ ਕੱਖ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਫਲੇਮਸ ਵਾਲਿਓ ਉਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਕਹਿ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸਾਰਾ
ਵੈਨਕੂਵਰ ਦਾ ਗਰਮ ਖੂਨਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਜੰਡੇ 'ਚ ਗਰਮ ਖੂਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੈਨਕੂਵਰ ਦਾ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸਾਊਥ ਵੈਨਕੂਵਰ ਵੈਂਡਰ ਕੇਨ ਪਰ ਮੁੰਡਿਓ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਇਹਨੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੱਕਿਆ ਟੀਮ ਦਾ that game he came out physical had a great few shifts, scored a goal. He was screening in front of the net, so he was a game changer for the Oilers in that outdoor game.
Yeah, and also on the other side, Calgary didn't have anybody that wanted to take that challenge on.
I mean, we were talking about Toronto with no response.
Calgary had 2 5-on-3 opportunities in the first period, and they really couldn't capitalize.
We'll talk about Calgary on the show. I got something to say. I want to say the Calgary Flames players, especially their stars. But I want to give a shout out to Jesse Sopal, jo ki is an artist in Vancouver. Canucks ne apni Diwali wali jehdi ਜਰਜ਼ੀ ਕੱਢੀ ਸੀ ਕੁਝ ਦਿਨ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਹ ਦੇਖੋ ਜੀ ਮੋਦ ਵੀ ਉਸ ਜਰਜ਼ੀ ਤੇ ਬੜੇ ਧੂਮ-ਧਾਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਨਾਉਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਨੇ ਕਮਾਲ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਇਸ ਜਰਜ਼ੀ ਤੇ ਗੁਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ
ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਜਰਜ਼ੀ ਆ ਮੋਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਕ ਸਿੰਬਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਕੋਈ ਫੰਕਸ਼ਨ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਮੋਰ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਯਾਦ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਤੇ ਬੜੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਜੱਸੀ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਛੋਟੇ-ਛੋਟੇ ਡੀਟੇਲਸ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਪੂਰੀ ਐਕਸਪਲੇਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਇਹਨੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਤਾਰੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਬਣਾਏ ਆ ਮੋਰ ਇਦਾਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਕਲਰਸ ਉਹ ਕਿਉਂ ਸਿਲੈਕਟ ਕੀਤੇ ਸੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੋਗੋ ਇਹਨੇ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਇਹ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਨੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਕੋਈ ਸ਼ੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਹੁਣ ਪਿਛਲੇ 7 ਸਾਲ ਵੈਨਕੂਵਰ 'ਚ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹਰੇਕ ਸਾਲ ਜਰਜ਼ੀ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਹਰੇਕ ਸਾਲ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਵਧੀਆ ਕੀਤਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਜੱਸੀ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ tonight's game is special on many fronts. I talked about the great matchups, but tonight it's also Hockey Fights Cancer Night, where it's a night where we honor, remember, and support cancer patients and their families. So there are special pins that we're wearing. Our Hockey Night in Canada colleagues are wearing them as well. This is an important night, and we're thinking of a lot of people that have had the battle of cancer, are currently battling cancer. We support you. We're there with you. So keep an eye on that for all broadcasts tonight on Sportsnet. And I want to go over to Mantad and Harpreet, who are getting ready on their ends for tonight's doubleheader as well.
Thank you, Nadeep. Well, Harp, the boys were talking about hockey night. Sorry, not hockey night. They were talking about the Diwali night for the Vancouver Canucks and those jerseys and how beautiful they looked. And they really got me thinking. It's hard to believe, eh? Who would have thought going into the year that the Canucks would be the Canada's #1 team at a month into the year?
Yeah, I just finished recording the power rankings for Hockey Night in Canada Punjabi, the top 7, where they rank, and Canucks are obviously #1. 15 points, 7 wins, 6 games in a row with picking up at least a point. So they're getting the attention league-wide right now. They got a hot start.
It's hard to believe. You know, a lot of people were picking the Oilers to win the Cup. Now, a lot of people were picking the Leafs. Some people, like yourself, had the Jets winning the Cup. So, you know, with the Canucks, it's interesting. You look at their underlying numbers, and they're pretty good. So, you know, they got that buy-in effect from Rick talking right now. They're playing with a lot of structure right now. But do you think they're for real? Do you think this is going to last?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I was going back and looking at some of the Canucks teams. There's one team, I think it was the one Messi's last year in Vancouver, right? They were first in their division December the 4th, and they never made the playoffs.
That's crazy.
So you can lead, late in December, early January, and you can still fall apart and not make the playoffs. But they're off to a good start, and I think their chances are good. I came into the season 50-50 again with them, as I was last year, and right now, the way they're trending, it's probably 70-30.
What else you got?
I was just watching the Buffalo Sabres and Toronto Maple Leafs warm up. We're wearing our poppies and our pins for Hockey Night or Hockey Fights Cancer. But the players we saw during the week, a lot of them are wearing their neck guards, which is great to see.
Yeah.
And in tonight's game, too, we saw Henry Yokiharu. He's wearing a neck guard as well. So I think it's trending in the right way. And it's already, in the minor leagues, they're already wearing them. But in adult leagues, minor leagues like the AHL, they're going to start wearing them, too.
Obviously, the tragic passing of Adam Johnson shouldn't have taken that for this to happen. But it's good to see all the players trying to, wear the neck guards. Randeep, what do you think?
Thanks, boys, and we're going to talk about that in our Saturday night roundtable as well. This is a pretty key moment in hockey history. Unfortunately, as Mathad mentioned, the passing of Adam Johnson is something that has created this change, or starting to create that change. But I thought TJ Oshie's comments on why he's decided to wear a neck guard were really telling, and saying, hey, I live for my family. I want to be there tomorrow, and if it's something like this that, maybe initiates me wearing it, I want to make sure that I'm there for tomorrow. So we'll talk a little bit about that tonight on the show. So make sure to join us on air, on Omni Television, and of course on the link on the stream as well. And Sportsnet Plus, if you've got a membership there, make sure to join us. But big matchups tonight, guys. We'll see how the Toronto Maple Leafs respond after being challenged essentially by their coach. And remember, the Buffalo Sabres got humbled by the Philadelphia Flyers last night. So both teams looking at that. And Dallas and Vancouver, two of the hottest teams in the Western Conference.
Offense versus defense. I think that's going to be a great game. Dallas, Vancouver. The first game, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, boys, right?
There should be passion. थोड़ा गुस्सा होना चाहिए कि वैंकूवर 10 गोल खा सकते नहीं होता होना नहीं है पर देखते रहना हॉकी नाइन कनाडा पंजाबी ਅਸੀਂ on a ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ on air ਤਾਂ online ਜਰੂਰ ਜੁੜਿਓ